I want to ask you something. If I told you there was a doctor, early 50s, successful career, saved aggressively his entire life, has a portfolio worth over $3 million and two rental properties, bringing in close to $100,000 a year, and he still can't retire, would you believe me? Because it's true. And the worst part, he did everything right. Everything his advisors told him to do for 30 years. And he's now sitting across from me, frustrated, feeling trapped, and saying something that I can't get out of my head. He said, Stuart, I've spent my entire career watching elderly patients lose their health, lose their mobility, run out of time before they run out of money. And now I'm watching myself do the exact same thing. He's in his early 50s. $3 million, $100,000 in rental income, and he can't retire. I'm going to show you exactly why this happened. And if you're still working, still building towards retirement, I'm going to show you how to make sure you never end up in this position. Stay with me because this is the conversation most advisors never have with their clients. I'm Stu Dickson with HD Money. 18 years in this industry, hundreds of real families in every kind of market, every kind of situation. I've had this conversation more times than I can count, not just with doctors, with engineers, business owners, and corporate executives, people who did everything right by every conventional measure and still found themselves with less freedom in retirement than they expected. Here's why it keeps happening. For decades, the standard financial advice was simple: max out your 401k. And honestly, for a long time, it was the right advice. The tax deduction felt good today, and the employer match was genuinely free money, and the money grew tax deferred for decades. No one was wrong to follow that advice. But here's what that advice left out. Every dollar you put into a traditional 401k or traditional IRA is a dollar you've never paid taxes on. The government has been your silent partner this entire time, and in retirement, they're going to collect. Every withdrawal gets taxed as ordinary income. Required minimum distributions kick in at 73, whether you need the money or not. And those RMDs can push you into higher brackets, trigger Medicare surcharges, and cause up to 85% of your Social Security to become taxable. The money you thought you had and the money you actually have after taxes are two very different numbers. Now, back to the doctor. He came to me frustrated, not at the market, not at his investments, at the situation he found himself in. He has $100,000 a year coming in from his two rental properties. That sounds like a lot, but he lives in Florida. He has a lifestyle he's worked 30 years to build. He has travel planned. He has a family he wants to be present for. $100,000 just doesn't cover it. So his options right now are keep working part-time or sell one of the rentals, neither of which he wants to do. And he said something to me that I keep thinking about. I cannot get this time back. That's it. Not the money, not the accounts, the time. That's the part that stays with me. Not the 3 million, not the rentals, not the tax math. The fact that a man who has everything on paper is being forced into a financial decision he doesn't want to make because of how his money is structured. He's not short on assets. He's short on accessible, flexible, tax-efficient income. This is not a number problem. This is a structure problem. Here are the three traps that pre-tax heavy portfolios create in retirement. Trap number one, the access trap. Before 59 and a half, pulling money from your 401k or your IRA means a 10% penalty on top of income taxes. If you want to retire early, and a lot of people do, that money is essentially locked. You saved it, you can't use it, not without a significant cost. Trap two is the tax trap. Every dollar you pull from that traditional account in retirement gets stacked on top of your Social Security, your rental income, your pension, if you have one. That stack can push you into a bracket you never expected to be in retirement and trigger IRMA, the Medicare surcharges that quietly adds hundreds of dollars a month to your premiums just based on your income from 2 years prior. Trap 3 is the flexibility trap. When all of your money is in one type of account, you have no ability to sequence withdrawals strategically. A well-structured retirement pulls from a different bucket in different years to manage your tax brackets intentionally. Pre-tax only gives you one lever, and one lever is not enough. And hey, if this is hitting home, hit subscribe. I post 1 to 2 new videos every week right here, all of it free. Now, here's what you can actually do. We're almost at the end. And I want to be honest with you about 2 different situations because they have 2 very different answers. If you're a doctor, if most of your money is already locked in pre-tax accounts, I'm not going to tell you there's a magic fix. There isn't. You cannot undo 30 years of contributions, but you're not without options. The best move for most people in this position is a Roth conversion strategy done carefully over several years. Here's what that means. Between now and when required minimum distributions force you to take money out at 73, there may be a window where taxable income is lower than it's going to be when RMDs kick in. In that window, you can move money from your traditional IRA or 401k into a Roth. You pay taxes on the conversion now, but from that point forward, that money grows tax-free, comes out tax-free, doesn't count towards your Social Security threshold, and doesn't trigger Medicare surcharges, and it isn't subject to RMDs. For the doctor, a well-executed Roth conversion strategy can reduce his tax burden over time. It won't give him the full freedom tomorrow, but it builds a better runway than doing nothing. Beyond that, his rental income gives him something that most people in his situation don't have. It's a bridge. It may not be everything he needs, but it buys time to convert, time to plan, time to build the flexibility he didn't have when he walked in. He may still need to work part-time for a season, and he may need to make some hard decisions about his lifestyle in the short term. But his situation is not hopeless. It requires a real strategy, not more of the same advice that got him here. But if you're still working, still in the accumulation phase, you're watching this at exactly the right time because the doctor's situation is entirely preventable. And here's how. The match in your 401k is still free money. Take it. Always take the full match. But after that, start thinking about diversifying across account types. Some pre-tax, some Roth, some taxable brokerage. Let me be specific about what that looks like. If your employer offers a Roth 401k, use it. A lot of people don't even know their 401k has a Roth option. Most of the time, it does. Check. Instead of putting every dollar into a traditional pre-tax side, split it. Put enough in the traditional side to capture the full employer match, then direct additional contributions to the Roth side. Yes, you're paying taxes on those dollars now, but every dollar that goes into that Roth grows completely tax-free, comes out in retirement completely tax-free, doesn't count towards your Social Security threshold, doesn't trigger IRMA, isn't subject to RMDs, and critically, you can access Roth contributions at any age without penalties. That's the flexibility that the doctor doesn't have, and the flexibility you're building right now if you start today. If your income is too high for a Roth IRA directly, look into what's called a backdoor Roth. It's a legal strategy that lets high earners still get money into a Roth IRA, regardless of income limits. Your advisor should know about this. And if they don't, that's a conversation worth having. The goal isn't to avoid pre-tax accounts entirely. The goal is to not have everything in one bucket. Because in retirement, flexibility is worth more than you think. The ability to choose where you pull money from and in what order is what separates people who retire on their terms from the people who get forced into decisions they never wanted to make. The doctor isn't unique. I see versions of his situation every single week. People who saved hard, did what they were told, and are now discovering that that structure of their savings is limiting their freedom. Retirement is not just about the number, it's about what you can actually do with it, how you can access it, how much of it you can actually keep after taxes, and how much control you have over when and how you use it. That's the difference between wealthy and rich. And it starts with structure. That's what 18 years in this work has taught me. And it's why I keep showing up here every week, putting the same conversations I have with clients right here for free. If you want to know whether your accounts are structured the right way for retirement, the link to the HD Money Retirement Fit Quiz is down in the description. Takes about 2 minutes. And hey, if this was helpful, subscribe so you can catch next week's video. I'll see you there.